Good morning, good morning. Today is Tuesday. It's 9:16 a.m. I got an offer from Uber Eats to go to Starbucks. I'm going to get $7.75 for 3.7 miles. Thanks to everybody for subscribing to the channel, commenting and liking. I really appreciate it. It helps my channel to grow and to attract more viewers. So I took my dog to the vet to get her nails trimmed, and everything went fine with that. We saw a white cockatiel bird when I was out like walking the dog around to make sure she did all of her business outside before I took her inside of the vet, and that was kind of cool. And then I was so used to seeing the giant python that they have inside of the vet's office, but I forgot that the python passed away. Or no, was it a boa constrictor? It was a huge yellow snake, probably about maybe 12 feet long. It was a really long snake. And so the snake passed away, I forgot, last year. I always forget. And so the nail trim was no big deal. I was concerned about her nails being super overgrown and they were going to say something was wrong, but they didn't say anything, so that meant everything was fine. So that's one dog down, and then I got one more dog to do tomorrow, and then I'll be officially done with nail trimming for a while. And I think that was about it for errands I had to run. I tried putting the app on this morning at around 6:30 in the morning, and nothing came in. And then as it got closer to the time for me to take the dog to the vet, I just paused and turned off the apps and decided it was too close for comfort to do anything else other than just take the dog to the vet. So I just got chores done at home. I made some more like shredded chicken in my pressure cooker, so that way I always have a healthy protein source to eat whenever I want. And I usually marinate it in either barbecue sauce or mandarin sauce or sweet and sour sauce, just any kind of thing, any kind of sauce to flavor up the chicken, because it's just shredded steamed chicken, so it doesn't have any kind of flavor in it. So that's what I did this morning, since I had the time, and I also made some sweet potatoes. So just that combo. Am I gonna be able to make a turn here? Oh yeah, good. It's busy at Starbucks. A lot of cars. I don't know if the order's gonna be ready. There's so many people here today. I guess I'll park here. All right, we made it to Starbucks. Let's go and get it. You're welcome. No waiting on the order. Right. Complete the pickup. Oh my gosh, it's that same customer I delivered to at the end of the day yesterday. The one customer who did not answer at the apartment complex when I tried to call them so I can go in. How weird is that? I know exactly where this is. We're going to be traveling 5 minutes, 1.4 miles. It's a leave at the door and it's an apartment. How weird is that? The last order I did yesterday, or the last customer I did yesterday at the end of the day, is the first customer I'm doing this morning. That's a very weird coincidence. Out of the hundreds of customers that I deal with, that is an unusual circumstance, but whatever. sometimes these things happen. There's some customers that I get and then I never see them again. And then there's some customers I see over and over again. Like that person from the Earth Cafe. I see them all the time. Not recently, but I mean, it seems like I in the mornings I get them all the time for their coffee orders. Oh boy. Traffic stopping. Good. It's my turn. Temperature right now, 93 degrees. It's 9:23 a.m. I've just got about a mile and a half on the car, and we're getting 34 miles to the gallon right now. That'll improve as I continue driving. Weather is calm. There's no wind. It's just sunny. It's a little bit hazy, and it's going to be another hot one. I think the high today is supposed to be, I think 108 today, maybe 110. Something like that. It seems like now we're going to be stuck in this constant loop of hovering in the 110 range. And in this town, everybody's got their air conditioner constantly cranking, so as long as you're in the house, you're fine. But the moment you step outside, you boil. It is boiling hot. I let my dogs walk around the vet office, and then when I got out I realized, shoot, I shouldn't be letting them walk on the sidewalk. It's too hot for their little feet. I didn't let them walk on the black asphalt, obviously, because that would be boiling, but I didn't think how the sidewalk would be super hot until I left the vet. And then I was like, I'm gonna just carry you now. And they, of course, were so excited when I first got to the darn vet. They were like jumping around, all excited. You know, they had to do all their business. I had to let them play in the beginning because they were just so enthusiastic about finally being somewhere different other than the house. So yeah, I had to let them have their fun. All right, now I just got to make this turn, and hopefully the customer answers the phone this time to let me in. Yesterday they did not. Yesterday it was like I had to dial it 3 times before they answered the gate. Let's see what happens this time. They answered the door. I mean, they answered and opened the gate. Thank goodness. As I recall, it's just to leave at the door. Since I did this just yesterday, I know where to go. The only question is going to be, is there going to be an open parking spot for me to quickly pull into to drop this off? That's going to be that's the big mystery at the moment. So let's see what happens. Once I get closer, I'll be able to tell if there's an open parking spot. This place has a real winding road. Oh, perfect. The parking spot I was in last time is open. So I will take the parking spot here that I took last time, and that should be an easy, quick drop off. All right, let's do it. Thank you. Easy drop off. Time is 9:28. I get so winded going up and down those stairs. I think the old age is kicking in. Plus, it doesn't help that it's boiling hot. I'm only going to be working until 12 o'clock today. I've got to make sure I take it easy so I don't overwhelm myself having to do all the extra things I did this morning, and then this on top of it is worn me out already. So I'm just going to try to take it easy, and if I don't do enough deliveries today to make a complete video, I'll just combine it with tomorrow's deliveries. I'm starting to realize that in this kind of heat, I can't work as hard as I normally do. I actually have to cut down. I guess this is a good preview for when I finally am really old, like when I'm in my 60s, and I ain't working in my 70s, I'll tell you that. That ain't happening. But in my 60s, the final years of doing this job, when I'm in my 60s, I'll probably only work for like maybe 3 hours, or be online for 3 hours, and then whatever money I make in that 3 hours is what I make, if this job is still around in that time. But that's not that far away when I do the math. See, 6, yeah, that's only like 10 to, I got a 14-year window. So maybe in 14 years, this will be gone. Maybe $5, 4 miles. I don't know if this will be gone. There's still Uber drivers in the world, and they kept talking about, years ago they were talking about the robot cars taking over all the Uber jobs, but there are still people that are driving for Uber, giving people rides, so that hasn't gone away. So I don't think the food delivery is going to go away anytime soon. I think there'll be periods of economic hardship where there won't be as much work, and so there won't be as much money to make, but I think the activity will always be there. It'll just have its moments where there's a surplus of drivers, and then there's going to be a moment where there's a shortage of drivers. Like what happened in the pandemic. It was like nobody wanted to do it. They were all too scared to get sick. And then there was a shortage and people are making gobs of money. Okay, here's the seafood city. $7.50 for 5 miles. It could be $100. I'm not shopping at Seafood City. I can't stand that store. I can't read any of the Asian writing on any of the products, and the cell phone service is terrible inside Seafood City. So I never go there, ever. I had so many bad experiences. That's one of the ones that I put on my do not accept list. Smoky bars and Seafood City are a part of my do not shop list. I got the next offer, and it's coming from DoorDash. I'm gonna go to Starbucks. I'm gonna get $7 for 3.5 miles. I was at home for about just like 10 minutes or so, and then this offer came in. I think I had a couple of other offers that came in, which of course were terrible, and the app was kind of quiet, so I don't know if that means it's going to be a slow day or not. Just the fact that I got this within 10 minutes means that it seems like the work is fairly steady at the moment. The temperature now is 96 degrees. I only got 5 miles on the car right now. I'm getting 43 miles to the gallon, and yeah, it's only 9:44 a.m. It's still relatively early. I got about 2 hours left to make the money, and who knows how much I'm gonna make today. Normally my goal is to make $50 every day, but lately it's been very unpredictable how much I can make. It's really based on how long can I stay online waiting for offers that are $2 for every mile. That's really what it comes down to. It's like if I could wait all day until the sunset, then I shouldn't have any problem making $50 per day. But there are some days where you just have to wait a really long time to get a fair offer. I mean, if I wasn't picky, if I could just take any old offer, I would be done real quick with the $50. But then I'd end up with about 75 to 100 miles on my car, which that ain't gonna happen, not in this lifetime. Let's see, I think I can park here on the right. I don't think anybody's parked there. And it's nice and shady. Alright, we are here. Exit. Arrive at store. Let's go in. It was about a 7-minute wait. No receipt. Take a picture of the bag. Bam. Done. Confirm the pickup. Secure the order so it doesn't tip over. We're going to be going to a veterinarian office, and it's going to be handed to the customer. 7 minutes, 2.2 miles. There was a large order ahead of me for another delivery driver, and that's what took so long for my order. I was stuck. Royally stuck. Come on, guy, either go or don't go. I've got to go. I don't know what they were doing. And it was real crowded inside of Starbucks still, since I just left here like 15 minutes ago or so, or 20 minutes ago, and the same people were inside of the Starbucks as when I left the last time. So that tells you I hadn't been in there. I hadn't been gone from that store for very long before I had to come back again. Oh my goodness. I do feel a little bit short of breath today, and I'm pretty sure it's just heat related. I'm pretty sure. I hope. Hopefully I don't keel over in this video. If I do, I'll make sure to edit it out after. In my next life, I'll edit out the video. I'll come back as another person and fix the video and let you guys know. And traffic is kind of getting heavier for some reason. I mean, it's almost 10 o'clock and there's still an unusual amount of traffic on the road. I don't know if a lot of people have today off or what's going on, but there just seems to be a lot more traffic than normal at the moment. Maybe a lot of people took Tuesday off. That would be a weird day to take off though. This weekend coming up is Father's Day. Be sure to call your father and wish him a happy birthday if you still speak to him. I know fathers are not exactly everybody's favorite parent, because that's just how it is. It's just like most people, though. Like even for myself, my mother was more my favorite than my father, so I have to say even the same thing. If I have to choose which one I'd more likely celebrate the holiday with, it would be my mother or my father. And I can say that now because they're both passed away, so I'm not hurting anybody's feelings saying this. But that's why Father's Day is almost, there's not even anything out. Like I don't see a single sign or special or any restaurants promoting any special like things for Father's Day anywhere I go. But in May for Mother's Day, let me tell you, I see all kinds of things out. So unfortunately, fathers are not winning when it comes to the competition for favorites between the two parents. So yeah, that's just a unfortunate reality of the dynamics of a patriarchal society. When men are in charge, they leave things like raising children to the women, and then the women become bonded, of course, because they they're the ones that had the child, and they're the ones that raised the child. So it only makes the most sense. And then the family can never understand why the father's so upset when he comes home from work, because they don't see the horrible situations that they had to put themselves through when they were at work all day. So they're completely clueless when they come in the door. And then mothers who work full time, when they come home, they usually have it just very similar to the fathers. I had several friends who had mothers that worked full time, and they were not that close to their mothers, similar to father's situation, because during those important years they spent most of the time with the grandparents or in daycare or whatever. So they were not able to really nurture a really strong bond, which is a really tough situation in today's world, where everybody is all consumer oriented and trying to make money and have lots of things. And while just the basic necessities nowadays, everybody still has to work nowadays. So it's very hard for the children nowadays. It reminds me of that movie, I think it's called Divergent, where the children don't even know who their parents are. The children are immediately taken away and raised by the government. That's kind of how it's like. Parts of the segments of the world, of society, are in America, because there's such a huge importance on working to survive. So it is not the way it really has historically been in the world. All right, we're just about at the drop off. It's here in this little tiny shopping center. I've been here a few times. Exit. I know where it is. I know it's going to be handed to me. Highlands Animal Care. I'll just park here because this person doesn't know how to park. I'll park right here and just walk over there. Thank you. Bye for now. Thank you. There was nobody there when I walked in. And I did my usual routine. I talked to the ghosts in the room. I said, delivery for, and I just said the name, and then I said, thank you. I just said it on the desk. That's my standard procedure when it says to leave it with the front desk staff and they're not there. Because I just know that around some corner in that building, someone is hearing what I'm saying. So that's why I don't worry about it. And I've never had a problem when it comes to using that strategy. Oh my goodness. And now I'm going to make my way back to home base, and I doubt I'm going to get anything while I'm sitting over here. I'm sort of at the outer perimeter where the action is. Oh, let's see what's happening with my phone. They changed the operating system on my phone, so I'm still getting used to how to navigate through my phone now that they moved everything. Oh, technology. Ooh, my acceptance rate is going higher. I'm at 17% on Uber. I'm getting real close to being gold. Gold status. Woo, gold status. I hope none of you are falling for this whole thing with the gold status and the silver status. And I hope you new people understand that these apps just desperately want you to accept any job that comes in. And they'll do any kind of ploy they can think of as long as it doesn't cost them money. Like if they said, if you accept offers that are not popular, like maybe they're just $1 a mile, and they say we'll pay you an extra $5 people would take them. They'd be like, and it's guaranteed $5. People would take it. But they're never going to do that because that's money lost. So what they do instead is like, hey, instead of offering these people, monetary incentives, let's make this program, let's make this special tiered program that will tell people that we're going to give them better offers, access to better offers, if they take more horrible orders that come in. And then the response from the staff is like, or from the team at these apps is like, well, we can't afford to pay them more money. And the apps and the other person's like, well, don't worry, we're not going to pay them more money. All we're going to do is just say this, and then they'll have no idea who we're giving these orders to. They'll just be doing it. And then of course they're like, well, that's a great idea, because they know there's a certain percentage of the drivers that are new who desperately want to please the company that owns these apps, because they're so trained to think in the old-fashioned way of employer-employee relationships. And of course, if you're an actual employee of a company, you're much more likely to get somewhere if you suck up to the boss than when you're a contractor. Sucking up to the boss when you're a contractor does absolutely nothing unless your intention is to someday be a permanent employee to that company. And with these apps, you have a 0% chance of ever being a full-time employee for either one of these apps. You are 100% locked in as a contractor, and you're not going anywhere. You are a worker bee, and you are there to collect the pollen and bring it back to the hive to make the honey. And when you get back there, that your job is done. And you're lucky the queen doesn't eat you alive when you get back to the hive. So yep, there's no sense of loyalty when it comes to this job. It's you fulfill your contractual obligations and then you turn it off. $11.50 for 9 miles. Yeah, this job is all about just making some cash. That's all it is. It's a cash machine. You turn it on and you make the cash come out. $4.50, 1.6 miles. I'm not taking anything less than $5 today. They can forget it. My time is so short to do this job right now. It's 10:04. I can't be taking offers that are under $5. It's just not. It's not on my radar. I got the next order. It's from Uber Eats. I'm gonna go to Panda Express, and then I'm gonna go to Capriotti's. I'm gonna get $14.33 for 5.9 miles. I was at home for maybe 20 minutes. I was watching something on Turner Classic Movies, and then another offer came in that I almost took for $15, but it was to shop for 19 items, and it listed it as heavy. And in this heat, I don't want to lift something really heavy because today, for some reason, I feel short of breath. So I'm like, I'm not going to take any chances and mess around picking up really heavy stuff in this kind of heat. It doesn't seem to be a sensible thing to do. So that's why I'm going to skip it. And then I skipped that one. And then so this order has both restaurants are in the same location. So both Panda Express and Capriotti's, they're both inside the casino, and that's where we're headed to, the Green Valley Casino. And I don't think either pickup will be difficult. I mean, I think they're almost right next door to each other inside the casino, so that's going to be pretty simple. The only problem I have when I go into pickup in the casino is Panda Express never seems to have the order ready. I would say about 40% of the time they have the order ready, but for the most part, there usually is some entree that they still have to cook. So I usually just sit down and I just wait. And then Capriotti's they're normally always ready to go. They usually have the sandwich and everything ready. I just grab it and I get out of there. And right now the temperature is 98 degrees. I only got about 12 miles on the car. I'm doing really good. And it's 10:44 right now, so I have about an hour and 15 minutes left in my day before I'm gonna shut this thing off. And it definitely doesn't look like I'm gonna be hitting the $50 mark. I mean, unless it suddenly gets real busy in the 11 o'clock hour, it looks like I'm gonna be somewhere in the I guess probably in the 30s, maybe low 40s if I'm lucky. And that's fine. It's no big deal. It's just nice to get out and cruise around and just take this time to enjoy being here in this beautiful city and seeing all the pretty things and getting a little exercise, stretching my legs. That's what it's really about. Oh, it's not busy here in the what is this parking spot here? Oh, a front row parking spot. It's like Christmas. Let's go in. Believe it or not, both orders were ready. I'm totally shocked. Doesn't get any easier than this. I cannot believe that the orders were ready. I'm really shocked. Both of them. Both orders were just sitting there, and the employees at both places barely even acknowledged that I was grabbing the orders. Panda, normally it's like going into Fort Knox, and they have you confirm the order, and they want to see you confirm it before they hand it to you. And no, not this time. This time the order was sitting behind the counter, but as soon as I said the name, she just handed it to me. She didn't even want to look at my phone to see that I was confirming it. So that was kind of unusual. And then at Capriotti's, it was just sitting there, and the guys were just having a conversation behind the counter and barely paid me any attention. So we're going to be traveling 8 minutes, 2.7 miles. We're going to be going to a house, and it's a leave at the door, and we're dropping off the Panda order first. Oh my goodness, I can't even get over it. It's like nobody wants to see me confirm the pickup. It's like, what's happening? Does everybody suddenly trust everybody? Is this actually the world that I want to live in? Where people actually trust other people? I don't believe it. That's not possible. This isn't the country I was raised in. We were raised in a country of suspicion and distrust. What is going on? Temperature now is 99 degrees. And I think this app wants me to go on the freeway to drop this off. Yeah, it looks like it wants me to get on the freeway to drop this off. I guess that's going to be the faster way to go. So I'm just going to follow what it says because I don't really feel like improvising at the moment. I think miles wise it's shorter to go the other way, but I think there's more lights. So I'm all about just getting there as fast as I can because I'm short on time. I really would like to complete this one as soon as possible if I can. Holy smokes, the traffic is so backed up to make this turn. I'm gonna have to go the other way. The traffic is too backed up. I can't wait and deal with that. So we are gonna be taking the longer way. I don't know what's going on. Somebody hit the button on the crosswalk. And that crosswalk, when you press it, stays green for an extremely long amount of time. So that's the problem. That's why the cars were so backed up, and it was so backed up that I wouldn't have made that light to make the left turn. And that light is extremely long, especially if another person pushes the button. So this seemed to be the more wiser choice in order to just keep moving. So, and I don't think the miles went up significantly or anything. In fact, I think they went down. It says I got about another 1.9 miles to go to the drop off. And so now I'm not taking the freeway. I'm just taking the street all the way down, which is just a 5-minute drive. It's no big deal. Just got to be patient with the lights. None of these lights though are really long, so I should be fine. And everything inside the casino was normal. You know, people gambling, smoking, drinking. The usual activities people do inside casinos. And the food courts were not busy. Nobody was ordering any food. I ordered some Carl's Jr. yesterday, and I could not believe how high the prices were. All I did was I ordered one Famous Star hamburger. That was all. And I swear I paid almost $10 for that burger. No fries, no drink, just the sandwich. That's all I wanted. And I spent almost $10. That is insane to me. And I knew I could have went somewhere else, but I really wanted a Famous Star. I hadn't had one in about maybe a year. So I figured I'm just going to have one, and whatever it cost. And I didn't have a coupon. I'm sure if I had a coupon, it would have been cheaper. But I didn't have a coupon, so I had to pay the full price. So maybe if I would have waited for a coupon, then I would have made a smarter purchase. It's crazy how things are so expensive now. You actually have to wait for a deal in order to really get a good price on what you're getting. Otherwise, it's so crazy high, the prices to get something as simple as a hamburger. Like even at Wendy's, if you try to just get a regular single hamburger, it can be kind of pricey. But if you get their special, where they have some kind of munchie deal, or I don't know what the heck it's called, some special deal where you get a little burger, a fry, you get nuggets, you get a drink, you get all this stuff, and it's only like $6. You get all this food. Yet if you don't get that special and you try to order a la carte, man, the price is sky high. So yeah, this is the crazy world that we're living in right now, where fast food is no longer inexpensive. And it's just the sad reality of the world today that we can't even do things. I'm sure young people are really suffering because young people don't have a lot of money, so they can't even enjoy, well, unless they have a credit card. A lot of young people now must be going into heavy credit card debt. They must, because there's no way that you could not enjoy. Is this guy going or not? Oh dear, I don't know what's happening. There's no way as a young person I would deny myself fast food. When I was young, that's all we did was eat fast food. Every day it was McDonald's, Carl's Jr., Burger King, Jack in the Box. Every day we would eat fast food as kids. And we would have, in college, we would have credit cards, and we would just charge it on the credit card. And luckily back then it wasn't that expensive, so we really weren't spending a lot of money. But now a single person by themselves could easily spend like $15 just by yourself. And back in the day, you could spend just $3 on something by yourself, and you would have a complete meal. So if you ate out even every day, you would only spend just a little over $20 if you ate out every day at a fast food restaurant. So those days are gone, obviously. We're in this sad situation now where all we can do now is go to the grocery store and maybe pick up a bag of chips or something. And that's about, I guess, maybe pick up some Maybe pick up some hot dogs, a package of hot dogs, and just have hot dogs all week. All right, it's coming up on the left. What did I have lunch for? Like even for me for today for lunch, I just had a peanut butter and jelly, and I had some cottage cheese. All right, it's on the left. I'm looking. I see it. Let me turn around. This is gonna be the Panda order. All right, we're here. The Panda order. Hello.
Hi. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Have a great
Appreciate
day.
it.
Yeah, no
Have a
problem.
good day.
Thank you too. Handed to customer. All right, we're on our way to the next drop off. Guide me, navigate me, get me there safely. Easy drop off. It's time to drop off the second order. We're gonna be going. Where am I going? 5 minutes, 1.8 miles. Just continue on this road. It's gonna be, it looks like a business with a suite number. Meet at door. Walk through the building and you will see 2 double doors, as they say this company's name. All right. Go through the double doors. Got it. It's a business, but is it a leave at the door? Oh, it's a meet at the door. Okay. This is gonna go real quick. It'll just be a little bit after 11 when I drop this off. Let me check my timer on DoorDash. I've got to reset it. And of course there's no internet, so it won't reset. Of course there's no internet and it won't reset. Why would it? Why wouldn't there be technical problems? Okay, make a right here. Resume your DoorDash. Pause your DoorDash. It's just spinning. There, oh, there it goes. I don't know if I've been to this place or not. Right now, it doesn't sound familiar to me at all where we're going. There is a place I've been to over here before, but it was no, it's probably not the same. I'll know when I get closer. We still got about a mile to go. And once I drop it off, maybe we'll get something right away or not. I don't know. I'm just going to head back towards home. I'm not parking or anything. It's too hot to park. It's now 100 degrees. I've got 15 miles on the car. I'm getting 58 miles to the gallon, and it's now 10:59. So we're just about done. Unfortunately for this one, we actually have to find the customer and hand it to them. That's the only bad part. So far, this entire job has been super simple and it's going really fast. But I think that's going to end because it sounds like this drop off requires some navigating through a building inside to find the customer. So that could take a minute or two. But right now traffic's really light. There's like nobody on the road. I'm just flying down the road, making my way towards the drop off. Their blue icons on, so they are hungry and watching me, which is a good sign. That means they may be outside when I pull up. Sometimes if the customers are super hungry, they will actually just be waiting out front of the business looking for my car to show up. So maybe that'll happen again. That would be fine with me. I like these jobs to be as quick as possible so I can move on to the next one. Based on the fact that both orders in the casino were just sitting there, that kind of tells me that these orders have been delayed for some time. Maybe they were waiting. Maybe the app was waiting to bundle these two jobs together. It was like waiting for the perfect two orders to come together, so that way somebody would accept the offer. Because the miles were so upside down, nobody was wanting these jobs until they were rebundled properly for profitability and for good money to mile ratio. So that could be it. Because the lady I dropped off for the Panda, it was supposed to be a leave at the door, but she was so hungry, she was standing there just waiting by her front door. Yeah, I've been to this building coming up before, but I don't remember these instructions. So let's see what happens when I turn in. What's the suite number? Okay. Something about double doors. They said walk through the buildings and you will see two double. Okay, I think I've been in this situation.
Thank you.
Okay, there's like a walkway. Is it this building here? Wait a second. Hold on. This is not the same building I'm thinking of. Now I'm confused. Let me park here. I think it's right here. I think this is what they're talking about. Let me park here. Oh, don't crash. All right, let's try and do this. It's like the neurons are working. I haven't been here in a long time, so the instructions didn't sound familiar at all, but once I saw this particular part of the building, it all became clear to me. I was like, oh yeah, I remember there's like a courtyard. If I walk down this sidewalk, there's like a courtyard, open courtyard in between all these buildings. And then at the end is the door that they were talking about, and I saw it. I'm like, yeah, it all became clear. So I just gave it to the person at reception and said who it was for. And obviously, it's not a real big office, so I'm sure the customer actually heard me saying their name. And yeah, so I just dropped it. So now we're gonna make our way back to home base and just wait for another one. Maybe I'll get something else as I'm making my way back. I don't know if I should take the street. I guess I'll take the street all the way back rather than jumping on the freeway, just to give the app a fair chance to send me something. I guess that's what I'll do. I mean, maybe on my way there's a McDonald's and there's a Starbucks and there's a bunch of other stuff that I could get. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Oh, there goes the arrow. Yeah, there's no point in me jumping on the freeway, I don't think. I think this will give Starbucks a fair chance to send me something if I stay on this path. And I think there's also a Vons, so I think it makes the most sense to and I'm not going severely out of my way, maybe by a quarter to a half a mile out of my way doing this strategy rather than taking the freeway, because the freeway is like a straight line, and this way I've got to do a little bit of a winding road situation. See, I'm always trying to think about the miles on this car. I really like to conserve as many miles as possible. I always think of the miles as like the lifeblood of this car, and that every mile I waste is money that I'm losing. Oh, I know what I can do. There's a gas station in the Starbucks shopping center. Because what is today? Today's Tuesday. I think I'll wait. Saturday I can go to Sam's Club and get gas for cheaper. And if I can go an entire month just getting my gas at Sam's Club, I think I save like I think I save $4 by going to Sam's Club rather than going to this other gas station. So it's not a huge amount of money, but when you're frugal like me, any way to save money, I'll do it. I've always been a frugal person. I think it's because I grew up poor. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think if you grew up in luxury, you have no idea how to budget or what it means to what the value of money means to you. You just have these certain desires and you just have them instantly fulfilled like magic. And when you're poor, you go without for so long, and money is so scarce that when you do have money, you don't want to let it go. You're constantly trying to figure out ways to stretch it. Like how can I make this quarter, this 25-cent coin last me for a week? I can remember as a kid I would get 25 cents every day from my grandfather, and I would try to figure out how am I going to make this money stretch. And I would take it over to the I gotta turn here. Where's the left turn? Oh well, we'll just jump lanes. I would have to figure out how to stretch that quarter. So I would go to the liquor store down the street, and I would buy the cheapest candy that they had. No chocolate, all just sugar candies. And I'd spend that entire quarter. And you can get a lot of candy back in the day because you can get a lot of candies for a penny and a nickel. So you can get yourself a lot of candy. And so I would stock up on my candy with that quarter, and I'd make that candy last. I'd make it, but then I'd get a quarter the next day. So I'd get a quarter every day. So I would enjoy that candy all day long. It's no wonder I have so many darn health problems from all that candy I ate as a kid. That explains it right there. Oh dear. Well, so far the app is totally quiet. We're not getting a darn thing. There is nothing coming in. No surprise though. That's why I'm not even gonna park. I mean, there's no. You know, the thing about Vegas is that in the summertime, it is so hard to find a shady spot to park. $6, 6 miles. It is so hard to find a shady spot to park in this town in the summertime. It's not because most of the trees here are what you gonna call it? $5.50, 3.5 miles now. It was close. $11, 10 miles. That was close, but no cigar. Yeah, most of the trees here don't give you any shade. These palm trees don't provide much shade. They're just pretty looking, but they don't do much for shade for your car. And then, and the sun here in the summertime sits so high up at this time of day that the trees aren't even making any shade. It's just the sun is like almost directly above. $11.50 for 7 miles. Nope. I'm not doing it. $6, 10 miles. Nope. Because that would be $14, so I can't accept that one. I was almost debating taking the DoorDash one that I just said. But no, I'm very hardcore. I'm like, no, you gotta pay me that $2 for every mile. I'm just not gonna do it. I keep thinking about the big picture. I'm like, if I can make this car last me until I put 300,000 miles on it, that's a lot of money I'm gonna be getting. That's at least $300,000 I'm gonna get for this car if I can continue on this track. You know, it doesn't come out to a lot of money every year, but it's almost like a little pension. It really adds up. And especially if I'm just gonna sock it away, you know, if I'm just like I get the money and then it's like, okay, put it in a money market account or put it in a CD or, you know, something interest bearing so it actually is earning me money. It just makes a lot of sense to do it. You know, as far as I can see. You know, I don't really see any downside to doing this. The only downside I see really in doing this is I'm not earning my true potential. Like if I was to truly get a full-time job, you know, obviously I would be making probably anywhere from like $60,000 to $120,000 a year. But who wants that kind of stress at my age? You I think if I was in my if I was still in my 20s and 30s, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be putting all my talent and skills towards something that is truly profitable for me and a huge money maker. But there's a trade-off to doing work like that, and that's the stress is very intense and the hours are extremely long. Back when I worked in corporate America, I would have to work extremely long hours. $10.42, 12 miles. No, I would have to work. I mean, I would just go home and sleep, and the moment I wake up, I'd have to go back into the office or get on a plane. All kinds of just craziness. Constant emails and projects that had to be managed, and team meetings you gotta do. It's just crazy. I'm sure it's like that even today, and they don't pay as well now, because when I was first doing corporate graphic design, it was still considered a new industry, and the companies paid really well because there wasn't a lot of talent that was doing it. Now everything is so saturated. $5, 2.2 miles. I better get over it. That looks like something I would take. Except, okay, I got the next offer. It's coming from, where's it coming from? It's coming from Uber Eats. I'm gonna be going to Panda. Don't cross, lady. I'm turning. I'm gonna get $5 from Panda for 2.2 miles. Man, I thought that lady was gonna cross. I was like so paranoid. I'm trying to tell you guys the offer I got. Meanwhile, this lady looks like she's about to jaywalk. Oh, I'm just gonna go. That bus went so slow. So we're going back to the Panda that I was just at to pick up another order. And this one's reasonable. 2.2 miles is reasonable. That means after I drop this off, and if I head back home, it's only 4.4 miles total I would put on the car, which is totally fine for $5. I know it's not a lot of money, but yeah, it's like I was saying, it's all about the digits and how it works out for the car. When you have a car, the car is an asset you've invested money into. So you want to make sure the investment you put in when you buy your car is being returned to you. Before there was such a thing as gig work, I can remember buying a car and I would trade it in, and I would only have like 50,000 miles on the car, and I would trade it in, and they would hardly give me any money for it. And I was such a dummy. I was like, what did I do that for? That car had so much life left in it. Why did I do that? And it was because I didn't know any better. I just thought, I'm worried it's going to break down, so I better just trade it in before it breaks down. And that was a big mistake. I should have kept it. All right, let me park here. I think I can park. Don't hit anybody. All right, we're here. Let's go into Panda. There was no waiting on, well, no, there was a 5-minute wait on the order. Mushroom chicken wasn't ready. All right, we're going to be traveling 6 minutes, 1.3 miles. It's a business, it's a meet at the door. We are Sweet This. Drive to the back of the building. There is a gray Honda Accord outside. Drive to the back of the building. All right. I can do that. I know how to drive. I know the difference between the front and the back of a building. So let's do that. Let's see if we can find a Honda Accord at the back of the building and meet the customer and get this delivered. The order wasn't ready, so I was fishing for other offers in DoorDash, and a Cheesecake Factory came up, but the miles were too much. It was like $8 for 10 miles. I was like, nope, that ain't gonna work. And it was crowded because it's lunchtime, so it was crowded at the Panda. and I didn't know how long the wait was gonna be, so I sat down at a table, thinking, it's gonna be a while. She said they're still cooking the mushroom chicken, and then when I sat down, I said, "Oh no, I forgot my rule number one: never sit down." And sure enough, because I sat down, and I only sat down for about a minute, because I sat down, she forgot about the order. Like the moment she wrapped it up and was ready to it was ready to go, she was gonna step away from my order and not even tell me that it was ready because she thought I had left. So she saw that I was there again. She's like, "Oh, there you are." I'm like, "Yeah, here I am." And so she quickly gathered up the order and gave it to me. And that's what happens. That's rule number one in delivery. Never sit down. Always stay standing, because the employees, the moment you're not within eyesight of them, they think you left. Even though you told them that you're there to pick up. If they don't see you, they think you left. They think you probably got a better offer and you left. And then they move on. And so you just gotta always watch what's happening, even when they say the order's not ready. And yeah, that's one of the downsides about this job, and you just have to be aware of it and not lose sight of the ball for a moment. It's like you've got to keep your eye on the prize when you're inside of the restaurant, and the prize is getting that food order in hand. Oh boy, I wonder if I've been to this customer before too. A lot of the places that go are repeat places because I stay in my neighborhood, so that helps to make this job a lot easier. It definitely makes the job easier staying in my neighborhood. If I kept going to different places all the time, I'd lose my mind. Oh boy, the traffic's super busy. This is what I was afraid of if I went this way. I only went this way because it was the shortest distance, but man, it's busy. This road is like a freeway, and I gotta get to my far left-hand lane because I gotta make a left turn right away into the customer's location. Oh boy, it's an endless number of cars. Oh boy, I don't like going to this area. Oh, they're building a new shopping center over here. It's gonna be ready next year. It's supposed to have a bar, outdoor fire pits, um, restaurants, and shopping. I can't even believe it. I don't know how they're going to manage all this crazy traffic with that many people to deal with. I gotta get over. Let me over. Don't be mad. I gotta get over one more. Shoot. This job, I tell you, it's too much. You gotta be so careful. You gotta be a really good driver to do this job. I think the best delivery drivers are the people that have a lot of years in driving experience, but not too many, mind you. You can't be too old doing this job. You have to have good eyesight. You have to have good hearing. You got to have good hand-eye coordination, and you have to have very calm nerves. You have to be able to not panic. The biggest mistakes I've ever made doing this job was when I panicked. So if you're the type of person that easily gets panicked, this job may not be right for you. And if you really need the money, at least do simple orders. If you're a very nervous type person, do the real simple orders. Do the Starbucks orders. Those are simple. Do the McDonald's. Those are simple. And try to pick ones that are really close near your house, where you're at least familiar with the neighborhood. That's another suggestion. Because yeah, if you're more on the nervous side, that's where the problems come in. That's where you end up you end up kicking yourself. You're like, why did I make that mistake? Why did I drop off to that house with the address that said 2-5 when I was supposed to deliver at the one that said 5-2? You know, stuff like that happens all the time. Uh-oh, here comes a paramedic truck. Stay on your side of the concrete barrier, paramedic truck. I don't want to be dealing with no accident. All right, we are here in the, they said go behind the building. All right, what's the address? What is the address? Okay, I see the address. Behind the building. Where's the building? Oh, am I supposed to go? Okay. Behind the building. Turn left. Alright, I'm $13 for 8 miles. No. Okay, here's the building. Park. Can I park here? Gosh, this is a tight parking spot. Shoot. Gosh darn it, it's a tight parking spot. I gotta have a little car. I barely made it. $8, 5 miles. No. Thank you. Hello. Here you go. Thank you. Have a good one. Complete the delivery. It's 11:29. I only got 30 minutes left. Thank God this day's almost over. I had a busy morning. I know I didn't do a lot of deliveries today, but I sure did work hard today on all kinds of other home stuff. Well, I don't want to sit in this parking lot, so I better start moving. Another delivery driver just dropped something off as well. They're backing up right now, and they delivered to the exact same customer that I just delivered to. Coincidentally. Alright, guy, you're $25, 15 miles, delivering near the strip. I don't think so. I'm slowly backing up. I don't want to hit anybody's car. Trying to be safe and practical. Sorry, guy, you gotta wait for me. I'm trying to make sure I don't ding anybody's car on my way out. Yeah, I guess I'll just head back towards home. There's no point in, what is going on here? Why is this guy just sitting here at this intersection like it's sensible to do? It's like, dude, you're creating nothing but problems. Park somewhere. Gosh. Some people have no common sense when it comes to driving. It's like, why would you stop right at that spot where people are trying to drive through? It's like park into a parking spot if you're lost. $7. This looks like another good one. Accept. Alright, we've got another one. Hold on, I gotta pause my app. And I've gotta pull up the photo. Okay, so we got an offer from Uber Eats. I'm gonna be going to Makai Island Grill. I'm gonna get $7.03 for 2.4 miles. Well, that was good news. I got an offer right away, and this will probably be the last one because we're just about out of time. There's only 29 minutes left in the day. The temperature currently is 102 degrees. I have 22 miles on the car, and I'm getting 55 miles to the gallon, and these people drive like lunatics in this town. You gotta really watch for people when you're driving. Got the worst drivers in this town. So dangerous. And let's see, what else is going on? Well, not much else. The drop off for the Panda order was simple. There was no problems. And yeah, the Makai grill is coming up at the next light. I'll be turning right, and woohoo, there's an add-on to the order. Excellent. Accept. Alright, we got an add-on to the order, and it's of course from Uber Eats. So I'm going to be getting an additional $9.60 for 2.5 miles. Boy, you can't beat that. Got a $9.60 and a 7. That's $16 and change for probably about 5 miles. So you can't beat that. I just have to remember to be patient because the order's probably not going to be ready. Makai grill is very popular, and it's usually a long wait. Oh man, did that gardener have to park right there and take up all those parking spots? Gosh darn it. He took up so many parking spots with his truck. It's ridiculous. These gardeners, I guess what else can they do though if they have to have lunch? So I think he took about 6 parking spots for parking the way he did. Well, at least he's not in my way. I'm right. Makai grill is right here, so I'm gonna park it right here, and we'll go on inside. Let's do it. Just a 4-minute wait on this one. Complete the pickup. Okay, the first order is going to be this one I just put on the floor, so I'm going to swap them. These orders look very similar, so I don't want to mix them up. Alright, so the order that's in my delivery box is going to go first. 5 minutes, 1.4 miles. We're going to a business. Looks like a pawn shop. It's a meet at the door. What's the best way to go to this pawn shop? Let's see. It's on the corner of Eastern and St. Rose, so make a right. Okay. Let's roll. Everything was fine inside of, whoa! Everything was fine inside of the, Makai. It wasn't crowded. I was worried it was going to be crowded, but it was not crowded. So it worked out just fine. And the Shelby, never mind. Oh boy. I'm tired. It's 103 degrees right now. My brain is barely working. I'm not operating on all cylinders at the moment. I'm gonna hope that there's no situations where I brake too hard. I don't want that order. I don't want the one order on the floor of the car to start sliding around like crazy. Let's take it nice and easy. Nice and easy, we'll be fine. Okay, then we're gonna be, it's 2 minutes, 1 more mile to go, and I think I know where this pawn shop is that we're going to. Not that I've ever even been inside a pawn shop, but the sign is so big that it's sticking out in my memory where it is. I think it's in the same shopping center as this restaurant that I sometimes pick up from once in a while. It's one of these girly restaurants where everything's like pink inside. I can't remember what the name of the restaurant is, but I think it's next to that. There's like a dentist office there too. Definitely my brain isn't working on all cylinders since I can't remember the name of the restaurant. Yeah, there's a Sienna Dental, I think, is over there. And then I can almost see the Cafe Lola. That's what it's called. Cafe Lola. I picked up from there a few times, so it's in that shopping center. So this drop off should be easy for the first customer. The pawn shop will definitely be open, so I don't have to worry about knocking on the door or waiting for somebody to let me in to hand it to them. So that shouldn't be a problem. I think the biggest concern I have right now is one of these orders falling and spilling, tipping upside down. That's got me nervous. So I just switched it right now. so that way both orders are in my delivery box. Having one of the orders on the floor of the car, I could see it was like sliding around, and it made me nervous that it was gonna flip over or tip over, and I don't know if there's any kind of like heavy liquid food items in there, so that's what I've just done. And yeah, there's not much else going on. It's just hotter than heck right now. Welcome to Vegas, where it gets super hot in the summertime. And this is our most popular time of year where people like to come here, which I don't understand it. Why on earth would you want to come to Vegas when it's this hot is beyond me. And yet we have the most nicest weather in the spring and the fall, and that's when we don't get a lot of tourists, which is really weird. Just cannot figure it. Just people. Maybe there's just more discounts. That's probably what it is. Maybe the hotel rates are cheaper in the summertime. That's all I could think. Ooh, some crazy drivers in this town. They're always speeding, driving recklessly everywhere I go. Reckless drivers. I think I can turn here. I think the pawn shop is in here. It's in here. I just gotta go a little bit down. Let's see. Is this the pawn shop? No, that's the dental place. That's the Cafe Lola. There it is, pawn shop. Let's see if I can just park here real quick. Hello.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
You as well.
Thank you. All right, that's done. Let me press the confirm delivery. He was hungry. All right, let's get out of here. We did it. Next up is the second order from Makai Grill. It is the app is trying to figure out the best way for me to go. It doesn't know at the moment. It's confused. Traveling 8 minutes, 2.5 miles. We're gonna be going to a house. It's a leave at the door. Those are my favorite kind of orders, when they just say leave it at the door. And I believe I can just make a right here at the stop sign and then head to Jeffrey's to get to this person's house based on what I just saw on the navigation. Right now it's having a hard time keeping up with what I'm doing. But I can see just by the map where it shows the red pin of where this house is located that it's going this direction that I'm going in now. So hopefully the navigation right now is frozen. Let me try quitting out of the app and reopening it and see if that helps the navigation to figure out what it's doing. Nope. For some reason the navigation is not cooperating at the moment. Oh boy. Let me take a screen capture of the address just in case. Just in case I lose it. That happens sometimes. Sometimes the app craps out on me and I lose the address. And I'm like, now where do I go? I don't know where to go at all. So that's why I took a screen capture of the address, and if it craps out on me, I can enter the address into Google Maps and that'll take me there. And then I can work out the technical difficulties after I give them the food. Let's see, a left here, a right on this street. Okay. I know where I'm going now. And then after I drop this off, I guess I will fish for offers $15 and greater, but they have to be 5 miles or less. So if I see an offer that's 5 miles or less, and it's at least $15, I'll take it. Otherwise, I'm going home. But that's usually what I do at the end of the day. If I'm far away from home, is that I set the app up. Oh, I don't set it up, but I mean I watch the app for super good offers. So something that's $3 for every mile, but a minimum of $15. And then once I get close to home, I shut it off. And that's the end of the day strategy. I mean, unless the only time I don't do that is if I have a really hard day, I'm just tired, or I just have to be back home at a certain time. Then I just shut it off. Doesn't matter how far away I am. I say goodbye and I drive this car as fast as I can to get back home and wrap it up. So, whew, temperature now 104 degrees. Time is 11:44 or 11:45, and I got 24 miles on the car. I'm getting 52 miles to the gallon, and it's hot. The air conditioning is helping, but man, I wish I had tinted windows. Maybe I will eventually just plunk the money down and have the windows tinted for this car. Or at least go in and get an estimate. I don't know what the cost would be. I think I looked on Google. I think it said like it could be 500, it could be 800. So it all just depends or something. I'm like, I don't know if it's worth it because, you know, I'm such a cheapskate. I'm like, is it really worth it? I mean, I could just put my little sunscreen up right now while I'm driving. But it wouldn't cool the car down. If the whole car was tinted windows, it would really cool the car down a lot more than it is right now. That's for sure. The air conditioning is keeping me cool, but my driver's side window, that sun is beaming through. It's like I'm driving with air conditioning, but the oven door is open on my left side, and so the oven door is like cooking me while I'm being chilled in the front from the air conditioning. And of course, the right side of my body is shaded. So it's not a very pleasant sensation to be boiling on the left side of me is boiling. The middle part of me is comfortable, and the right side of me is cool. So it's not a very pleasant sensation. My body is like my blood feels like antifreeze in the car right now, just trying to circulate and keep myself functional. Oh my gosh, this job is so crazy. It's crazy, but I enjoyed it. It's fun. I do find this job to be just absolutely hilarious. I mean, I'm a very independent person that likes to be by themselves. So when I'm by myself, I have a good time. I notice that the moment I have to deal with people, be around people for long periods of time, that's when I start to not have fun. And I think that's just personality. I think that's what it just comes down to. I think if you have a certain type of personality, you actually the longer you're alone, the more you just feel energetic. You just feel like, because you just entertain yourself, I guess. And if I'm around just one person, I feel just fine. It's just if I'm around multiple people. I notice if I'm around multiple people, I start to feel very much more tired. That's a sign of being introverted. So, and I think I've been introverted most of my life because my family said that as a child I never spoke. They said I hardly said anything as a child. I was always just quiet. So I think just in my nature, I think I'm introverted. So, but you can tell in these videos I don't stop talking because I'm by myself. You guys are just witnessing me having conversations to you, sitting here by myself. But if you saw me doing videos with other people in the car, you would see I wouldn't hardly talk as much at all, because I'm now not alone. Uh-oh, this person's crossing the street. I better wait. They're right about to cross. Be polite. Don't try to scare people. They have a hard enough life as it is. If you're walking in 100 and it's 106 now. If you're walking in 106 degree heat, you have a pretty rough life. The fact that you couldn't get a ride from somebody just tells you right there. It's like you got a tough life. I'm gonna let you cross the street. I'm not gonna cut you off. It's gonna be, I believe, this first house, and as soon as I make this left turn, I do believe it said leave at the door. The address is, that's it. All right, let me turn around. Holy, turn it around. Oh, I can't believe this may be the last one. This is fantastic. The day's almost over. Hazard lights. Let's go. Thank you. Hello. Good. How you doing? Good. There you go. You're welcome. Have a good day. Thank you. Oh, well, they surprised me. They met me at the door. That's the second person to meet me at the door. Skip. Handed to customer, delivered. All right, that is all done. Whew, did it. The very top order that was on top of everything was kind of sliding at a tilt, and I felt a little bit embarrassed. I'm like, oh, I should have really have set it perfectly straight before I took it out, but because it was a leave at the door, I thought, well, once I set it down, I'll straighten out all the plates that are inside the bag. But the guy beat me to the punch. I was like, oh, what are you doing? Why are you out? Why are you not inside your house? This is the leave at the door. Oh, well. I'm sure the food was fine. It wasn't like it was upside down. It was just a little bit on a slant. And, yeah. So let's see if we get a $15 offer before I get home. Oh. I don't know where I'm at money-wise. I have no idea. You guys saw on the total. For all I know, we already hit the $50 goal. I have absolutely no idea where we're at. Normally, I announce how much money I've made so far, but ever since I started adding the graphics where it shows you the running total every time I do a drop off, I've stopped saying it. I said there's no point in telling you guys the totals when you guys know, and so I just skip it. $5.50 for 3.4 miles. Yeah, there's no point in saying it. It's just repetitive. And so yeah. So now because of that, I have no idea. Let me see if I can quietly add it up. No, I cannot. We're moving. Maybe later. Maybe there'll be a longer light where I can add it up. I don't know. Well, all in all, so far, today's been a good day. There's been no real major problems. Everybody's been relatively polite. And Del Taco, $4.25 for 2 miles. Nope. I'm not stopping for less than $15, and it's got to be 5 miles or less.